QuickWord is a language learning flashcard app to enable learning with fewer distractions in less time, and even without a screen. Let's first meet Melissa. Melissa is 35 years old. She's a practicing lawyer thriving in Canada. She has long work hours. She's often looking at a screen, be it her laptop or a phone screen. She loves to go out, socialize, go to gigs, shows, walk the beach with her partner, hang out with her friends. She's also been trying to learn Vietnamese. For the past few years, actually, she wants to learn this language because her partner is Vietnamese and she believes it will enable a deeper connection with her partner. And when they do travel to Vietnam, which is often, she can travel with more ease. She really wants to achieve a basic fluency in this language, as it will also further her career goals. So where is the gap? Melissa has tried a lot of different apps, and when you look at the competitor apps out on the market, like Quizlet, Duolingo, Anki App, and Memrise, often it takes 2 to 3 clicks to enter a review set. If it's a quick access, maybe it's less than 2 to 3 clicks, like Duolingo. The problem is then the app doesn't often have an adding card capability. Likewise, with these review sets, the user can set a card limit, but no time limit. And then the reminder setting for all of these apps, except for Memrise, doesn't have detailed reminder settings. A user can't set a time of day and a day of week for reminders to show up on their phone. There's over gamification as well. Some users might feel too distracted by the badges and the streaks in the game. And the thing with all of these apps is they involve a screen. Melissa needs a way to complete a timely and quick review, preferably without a screen because her day is busy and screen-driven. Imagine Melissa at her desk and then she gets a break. She says, "I'm squeezing in lessons during my breaks, but my breaks are the only times I can get away from a screen and a chair." Even when she has a break, she doesn't remember to practice. I think I'm someone who needs reminders where I don't have to open the app, find a lesson, find where I am, like I want something that has been given to me. I also want something that is a quick, easy access action. With a lot of her apps, she dropped off because she couldn't find the time or forgot to practice, and because there was no social aspect, no social accountability to keep her motivated and going. So, what we propose is a QuickWord on her coffee break. Imagine learning with fewer distractions in less time and even without a screen. If she were able to set her reminder details, she will more likely do it because she has a break during that time when the reminder sets off. And then number 2, have short review stints. Even the review deck has already been chosen for her and the review time has already been set. Very minimal steps and obstacles towards her review. And as she's reviewing in screen number 3 there, the timer is visible. So she can see the time countdown and she will know exactly how much time she has left. And number 4, we need to create a reduced screen time mode for her. She can turn on this mode and ideally review while she's moving without having to glance down at her screen. We need to make sure that users can set a reminder. And number 2, complete a successful review. And number 3, obviously turn on reduce screen time mode. And number 4 we added was to add a flashcard because the competitor apps have this capability. We want to offer this to our users as well, especially if they're learning in a social way. They're going to encounter words they don't have or they haven't learned and should be able to add that to their vocabulary. So upon testing, these were some of the insights we gained from our users. With a reminder task, some users clicked on the plus icon, which makes sense. For them, they were thinking, oh, I can add a reminder, right? Some users were unsure what the reminder did. Did it prompt them to go back into the app or would it prompt a review? And if it was to prompt some type of action, they would want it to be an immediate, convenient action, not something that they would plan to do later and then completely forget about it anyway. Overall, this task, the users were able to set the details smoothly and they liked having multiple ways to do this. Our results on the review task was that some users clicked on chat practice and vocab map because the word practice and vocab cued words in their mind. And so that made sense for them that if they wanted to review or go over words, that they would click on that. Surprisingly, review had a passive connotation, and so some users didn't associate that with the active practice of going over words. Some other small things, grading options were unnoticed. In a bit was an unclear phrasing for some users, but overall, once users were able to enter into a review set, it was done smoothly. They noticed the timer, and they liked having multiple ways of achieving the review. Now, for users to turn on reduce screen time mode, some said it was a bit tedious to have an extra toggle window after you clicked on the reduce screen time mode button. Someone said, I haven't seen it before, so it didn't make sense to me, so they didn't click on it. And actually, most users were able to activate this mode quickly, and they liked that there were 2 ways for them to get this task done. For adding a flashcard task, some clicked on vocab mat because, again, vocab was associated with words in their mind. But once they were in the plus menu, some found the hierarchy in the menu a bit unclear. They weren't able to add multiple cards, which they wanted. Some said the card icon itself was unclear. It looked like a printer collate image. Most users added a card very quickly and went straight to the plus menu. What are some of our ideas to make QuickWord even simpler? And we want to also tie it with social accountability. So the first thing, we changed reminder to practice reminder to clarify it. We also added it as an option into the plus menu. We would also need to edit reminders. If it's for someone like Melissa, her schedule can change really fast. She needs a way to edit the timing of her reminders quickly. And number 2 here for practice, which is now review, to have a more active verb associated with it. It was pretty smooth otherwise. So we just want to streamline all those buttons. Like for example, on this screen, we would make the grading options, the X, the check mark, or a bit hard, those options much clearer, less strain on the eyes, because remember, someone like Melissa is already looking at stuff on the screen all day. We want to make this as breezy as possible for her. Number 3, a screen break toggle is now right on the home screen, and we've reduced the number of words. So from reduce screen time mode to screen break mode. When a user toggles that on, it should lead to automatic practice. And the last thing we really want to improve here is the onboarding, especially for screen break, because it is a very new feature that we haven't seen in other language learning apps. Our study buddy as well would need onboarding. And that is related to our friends, the social accountability idea, which is part of next steps. So practice reminders, define all the details of that. The screen break mode, how will it actually work? Will we have motion responses for quiet mode? And the friends feature, we're thinking a friend could be invited to join the user's journey. So if you imagine Melissa, she could easily invite her partner to be her study buddy. He already speaks Vietnamese, and that would add an element of motivation for her. He would be able to see what she's learning and strike a conversation in the app on those topics. He can also see how often she's practicing and help motivate and encourage her to keep her going. A few things that I learned that would help improve designing in the future for myself is finding the artful way for sifting through data for insights, focusing on what a user does in a test more than what they say they would want, stories over tasks, fine-tuning those words that would help a user engage in a user flow that is more intuitive. And if you think it's simple, make it simpler. Thank you for listening and have a great day.